So I asked you all in the community tab what you want to see next, and an overwhelming response of you said YouTube engagement, which made me panic a little bit because I actually assumed you'd say how to find your niche, and I made that video first. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video next, but let's talk about YouTube engagement. So YouTube engagement is super important on the platform, but I'm sure when I say engagement, most of you automatically go to comments. And what you were really asking me on the community tab is, how do I get more comments on my videos? But engagement metrics on YouTube actually consist of more than just comments. It also includes your likes, dislikes, subscriptions, audience retention, and even your in-screen clicks. So from an algorithm standpoint, the more engagement your YouTube video gets, the more the algorithm will recommend your video, which means potentially more views and more subscribers for you. As a creator, engagement allows you to see how your audience responded to that video. So this way, you can make better data-driven decisions for your next upload and increase your next video's engagement. Now, there is a third thing that not a lot of people talk about, and that's from a brand's perspective. If you're looking to go full-time as a YouTuber, you're probably gonna wanna work with brands. And if you wanna get paid by brands, you're gonna have to have high YouTube engagement. Of course, if you are a YouTuber looking to work with brands, you're gonna wanna sign up for the Creator Wizard Weekly Intel Report. This is a weekly email full of paid brand deal opportunities sent straight to your inbox. This way you can spend less time researching brands to work with and more time increasing your engagement so you can land better paying brand deals in the future. I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description box below, and thank you Justin Moore for sponsoring today's video. Now, I was super surprised when I was researching this topic to see who I was going to be ranking against so I can make better thumbnails, that there's actually not a lot of videos specifically on this topic. But there was one video that consistently came up under different search terms, which is Nick Nimmin, and his video was actually made 5 years ago. Of course, this made me wonder, are the tips from 5 years ago still applicable today to increase your engagement? So instead of me just repeating myself like I do in every video, which tells you to make really good videos and do your call to actions and everything else, I wanted to go ahead and do a reaction/video breakdown and see if these tips are still gonna work for you today.
Very first thing that's gonna help increase engagement on your channel, and I talk about this all the time, is value. If you're making valuable content, people are going to want to participate in your channel because you're helping them out in some way.
Okay, so the first thing Nick mentioned in his video is creating content with value. And you guys know I already agree with that because I have also explained this to you. But I do want to take things a step further because I realize a lot of times when us YouTube growth channels teach you something or share tips or advice, we're kind of speaking to people who do how-to channels or are highly niched or are going to teach you something. And when you hear value, people automatically think you have to teach someone something for it to be valuable. Obviously, not all channels on YouTube are educational or how-to channels. There's a lot of channels that are just entertainment. Mr. Beast is a really good example of that. And actually, users come to the platform for different value propositions. The most common is to be educated or entertained, but you also have people who want to be motivated or inspired or even relaxed or to pass the time. So knowing this, you can create value-packed videos, and you just have to decide which value proposition your video is going to fall under. So if you aren't getting engagement, rewatch your videos with a critical eye and say to yourself, what value proposition does this video fall under? And would I comment on this video if it wasn't my own? So does Nick's tip still work 5 years later? Yes. But just remember, value is more than just how-to videos. So find your audience value needs and deliver that to them to increase your engagement.
Number 2, reply to every comment in all of your videos.
And this is definitely a good practice if you're able to do that. And I know a lot of times when people give advice like this, where it's like you have to do A, B, and C, and you're not able to do that, YouTubers start to panic because they're like,
oh my God, I can't do that, which means I'm never going to succeed.
And I'm just gonna tell you that you don't have to reply to every single comment, but you do want to reply to your comments, as many as you can, to continue to grow a community. So if you do get to a point where you feel like you're just spending hours responding back to comments and it's leaving you unable to do anything else in your life, this is where you're gonna wanna put a time limit on when you reply back to your comments. And doing this will actually help your video even more. So for example, if you let your viewers know that you're gonna be replying back to the comments in the first 30 minutes after you upload a video, there's gonna be more people who watch your video within the first 30 minutes. The reason why is because this creates a sense of urgency with your viewers, as they wanna feel included in the comment section, and viewers love engaging with you. See, the algorithm doesn't push your video out to every single person that is subscribed to your channel or that hits your bell notifications. It will push it out to the most engaged 10%. So if your most engaged 10% is only 10 people, then those 10 people are going to get the notification first that you uploaded a new video. And based on how they respond to your video, YouTube will determine if it should send it out to more people or if it should kind of pull back because people aren't responding well. So the more people you get to respond in the first 2 hours, the more your 10% increases, and you can increase your view velocity and increase your engagement at the same time. So does Nick's tip number 2 still work 5 years later? Yes, but definitely do not feel guilty when you get to a point where commenting back to every single person just isn't possible.
Number 3, build engagement into your videos. Ask people to leave comments, tell people to give you a thumbs up, ask people to subscribe. If you don't take away anything else from this video, it's important that your takeaway is that you need to tell people why you want them to take action in your video.
And this is actually something that I still do and I definitely recommend to do. For example, at the beginning of this video, I told you to subscribe to my channel and I mentioned why. I said it was because my next video is going to be about how to find your niche, so you don't want to miss that video. So anyone who's really excited about, oh, I want to learn how to find a niche, they're going to go ahead and subscribe to my channel now because they know what's coming next. So I gave them a reason to subscribe versus just saying, subscribe to my channel, comment, and then like it, and then go down and share it and all this other stuff. And this is going back to tip number 1 with providing value. When you ask them for this call to action and for the engagement, you want to provide value on why they should engage. Now, the one thing that Nick talked about that I do not fully agree on is tip number 5, which is when he says to front load your video.
Front load my videos? What do you mean front load? That doesn't even make sense.
So for me, having all of your call to actions at the very beginning of your video can sometimes water down the value that you provide, which again is tip number 1. So 5 years ago, this may have worked, especially if you watch Nick's videos. He shares some screenshots of his analytics and you can definitely see an increase. But I have actually front loaded some of my videos and I didn't see a huge increase in engagement. In fact, I sometimes saw a dip in my retention, which signifies that my audience just wanted me to get to the point. Now, he did give reasons on why he front loads his videos, and it does make sense. It's because you have fewer people watching at the end of your video. So if you ask them to leave a comment at the end, it just means less engagement versus if you tell them in the beginning when you have most of your viewers watching. Something I would tell you to do is look to see where your average channel drop off is and put a call to action right before that. So for example, if you notice around 3 minutes and 25 seconds, a majority of your viewers have left in your last few videos, it's more likely that they're going to leave in this next one. So something you can do is make sure you script in a call to action around the 3-minute mark. Maybe ask them to comment something. This is going to prompt them to scroll down to the comment section, write their comment while still playing your video, which should take up more than 25 seconds, which means you just increased your attention, which we all know attention is a part of engagement. So let me know in the comments if you ask people to subscribe and comment at the front, middle, or end of your videos. So does Nick's tips 3 through 5 still work today? Mostly. Of course, giving value with your call to action is super important. Let your viewer know why they should perform the action and even how to perform the action, such as subscribe and turn your notification bell on so you never miss any easy to follow YouTube tips to grow your channel. But on the other hand, front loading doesn't work for everyone. So make sure to test out what works best, but try to spread them out a bit so the content value is still prominent and your viewers stay on your video longer. Now, remember when I said at the beginning of this video that you're gonna wanna stay to the very end because I have advice that Nick actually doesn't share in his video? Well, that's definitely a strategy on how you can increase your audience retention, which we know is a part of the engagement metrics that YouTube follows. Now, another tip he didn't mention is something I feel is super important, which is how to get people to click on your end screen, which is again, a part of engagement when it comes to YouTube. So this is when a viewer makes it to the very end of your video and then clicks on one of these cards to watch another one of your videos. So you'll want to direct traffic at the end of every single video to another one of your videos to increase your engagement. Of course, we learned in tip 4 that you have to give a reason why. So simply share why this next video should be watched next. Key is to place a video there that you know relates to the current one that they are watching, such as this video, which shares how to easily promote your YouTube videos for free, which means more views and more engagement for you. So click on the card and I'll see you over there.